Hi, my name is Aaron Engelman from Two Teachers Tax Service here in Lyman, South Carolina. Today, we're going to talk about the Other Dependents credit. This credit is for taxpayers with dependents who don't qualify for the child tax credit. The maximum credit amount is $500 for each dependent who meets certain conditions. The credit can be claimed for children who no longer qualify for the child tax credit, dependents of any age, including those who are 18 or older, dependents who have Social Security numbers or individual taxpayer identification numbers, dependent parents or other qualifying relatives supported by the taxpayer, and dependents living with the taxpayer who aren't related to the taxpayer. A taxpayer can claim the credit if they claim the person as a dependent on the taxpayer's return. They cannot use the dependent to claim the child tax credit, and the dependent is a U.S. citizen, national, or resident alien. The credit for other dependents begins to phase out at $200,000 for singles and $400,000 for married couples filing jointly. For dependents related to you, a qualifying child cannot be a qualifying child for the child tax credit. In other words, you can't claim both the child tax credit and the other dependents credit. Your child must be under the age of 19 at the end of the tax year or under 24 if they are a full-time student. If your child is permanently and totally disabled, they can be any age. The child must have lived with you more than half of the year. When a child is away at school temporarily, they are still considered to reside at the family home. The child cannot have provided more than half of their own financial support for the year, and the child cannot have made more than $5,200 gross income. A qualifying relative could be a parent, a grandparent, a child, a stepchild, a foster child, a sibling, or certain in-laws. They must not be a qualifying child claimed by you or anyone else. The person's gross income must be less than $5,200 for 2025, and you must provide more than half of that person's total financial support for the year. Not all relatives need to live with you all year to qualify. A qualifying person could be someone not related to you, such as a boyfriend or girlfriend. They must not be a qualifying person claimed by anyone else. The person's gross income must be less than $5,200 for 2025, and you must provide more than half of that person's total financial support for the year. A qualifying person must live with you the entire year. The credit for other dependents is $500 for each qualifying child, relative, or person. This credit is non-refundable, meaning that you must have a tax liability to use this credit. This credit is frequently used by parents of children who are over 16 years old at the end of the tax year. If you have questions, we are a phone call or email away. Contact us at 269-449-8277 or by email at twoteacherstax@gmail.com. Thank you.